Hello my crafty crew and welcome back. If you're new, hi, I am Di, this is Creative Common Design. Today we're talking about memory keeping. Whether you do your memory keeping in a happy planner, whether you do it in like project lifestyle, whether you do it in a traditional scrapbook, whether it's a journal, whether it's a planner, whatever it is, how or what to include if you don't have kids. Now, you may not have kids, you may be an empty nester. What do you put in your memory keeping? And I've got 12 different topics that I thought I would just kind of chime in with. If you have any others that you kind of think, hey, that doesn't fall into one of Di's categories, comment down below, because I probably just brain farted about it. So the first category is going to be family and friends. That could simply be that you have a photo of your partner and you just put your partner in there. It could be your parents, aunts, uncles, cousins, third cousin 5 times removed. Like, it could be a lot of different family. And again, it could be friends that you go out with somewhere, friends that you literally just talk to once a week. If you're just talking on your phone with your friends, I do this quite a lot in my, did this in my week of the life. I just did a little screen grab on the video call that we did. So family, friends. Put those in your memory keeping, whether that is by photo or just a, hey, this week I chatted with, we talked about, that kind of thing. So the second thing is going to be work. And again, I want you to stop thinking about this as photos. This isn't just about photos, it's the memories. Memories are stories, not necessarily photos, and vice versa. So you may not have a photo for the story that you want to tell. I have one here. This is something that I created this week, and I was like, okay, I've got a photo for that. If I don't have a photo for it, I'll just put in some journaling, even if it's hidden journaling. And if you're doing Project Life, it could be that you just have one card and it's every week on that card, that's just about work and what happened at work that week. So your work, whatever your work may be, put your work in. That's the second category. Now, the third category is one that I generally always include, and that is pets. Whether you have dogs, whether you have cats, whether you've got a snake or a goldfish, whatever it is, can you put photos of your pets into your memory keeping? But I also include, if it's relevant, other people's pets. Like, you know, my mom and dad don't have any, but my sister-in-law used to have dogs. My brother-in-law, him and his wife, they raise guide dog puppies. So if they have a new puppy, I might put that in here. So can you put your pets in your memory keeping? The fourth category is going to be books. If you're like me and you're an avid reader, whether that is regular books, audio books, on your Kindle or physical, it doesn't matter, they're still books. Get the cover off the internet and put that in your memory keeping. If you don't have like a book journal or something like that, a book tracker, put it in your memory keeping. I just did a little cover last year. I started this year putting a little review in of the books that I've read, and I just put those in there. So you could even include your review within the actual memory keeping. And it could be something like this. You could just put it next to it and you put your little review in that way. Category number 5 is going to be food. I'm going to kind of broad scope this. Food and fitness, both F's. If you've been out somewhere, take a picture of the restaurant and then the picture of the food that you ate. You could do a little even like food review of, you know, what you thought of the food, give it a rating out of 10, you know, whatever it is. And on the fitness thing, I've got a photo of me outside the gym here. If you're going for a walk, you can just take a little photo of your feet wherever you're walking. I've got a photo here of the gym equipment. Just find some way of documenting your health and fitness. Maybe it's just, again, a photo of your legs, your feet. It's self-care and you've just got a photo of you and a face mask, a manicure, whatever it is. What are you doing? I've got a photo of me here on the treadmill. It's just my feet. You don't have to do a selfie every time. Or you could just literally write down on a card, well, what was your you know, Monday through Sunday or whatever your days of your week, and then what you did each day. And that might be how you document your fitness. It could even be that you rolled your ankle and you just take a photo of you icing your ankle. That kind of is health, fitness, wellness, and stuff like that. It's still relevant to that category. So injuries, put that in there. So the next one, number 6, I'm going to kind of class this under hobbies and games, because I think that kind of encompasses, I'm going to call it like fun. What do you do for fun? What we all do for fun is different, but hobbies and games. So we play a game called Path of Exile. Every 3 months, 4 months, so often, there is a new league. I generally put something about the league each time that it starts. I take the image off of their website and then I journal a little bit about it. That is one of the games that I play. One of the other games that I play is Pokemon Go. So when we had Go Fest back in June, I did a little insert and I just put a little bit about my game in here, just as a, this is what happened at this time and this is what we did. There's some other journaling as well within the week, but this I think is just a good thing to put in if you have a hobby or a game that you do. And again, if you're thinking about hobbies, again, I scrapbook. I can see throughout June, July, August and September, it took me 4 months to finish my week in the life, but this was when I decided, okay, I'm going to put each day in its own little envelope. I can see the progress that that project is making. Maybe you're knitting and you can literally see each week the progress that you're doing. Maybe you've got a little 2-inch border and you can see that grow over each week. And then it ends up as the finished product. So what can you do for your hobby that you can put in here? Maybe it's diamond painting. I was literally talking about that last week. Kind of take a photo of your progress of your diamond painting, whatever it is. Sometimes, you know, you can just do a little collage each week and you have one thing that is just a collage of all the stuff that you've created that week. Category number 7 is going to be your house and updates, seasonal decor, or new things that are coming into your house. Now, back in January, we had a new roof. So I've got a before and after, or before and during and after of our new roof. So back in March, when we redid some of the craft room, I took some photos of us at Home Depot, picking out all the stuff. I got the new thing off of the back of the door to hold my vinyl. So if you have a project, then maybe you just document that each week in here. And that is your memory keeping. You're documenting a remodel or, you know, a makeover, whatever that is for you, getting a new unit, getting the stuff for the pegboard. And even then, when I was in the chaos of everything, I took photos of that just so that I had the documentation of it and I could remember what it looked like before I added all of my crap into the closet. Category number 8 is going to be TV and movies. Now, I don't know about you, but I have watched a lot of stuff. I mean, it's easier to watch stuff now with streaming, but it's easier to watch movies and TV and then forget what you've watched. So I've got Wheel of Time. I will say this, when I've finished the series, the movie, the book, is when I put it into my project life. That's just me. I do it when I've finished it. So I finished the last episode of Wheel of Time here. So this was when I watched Craft the Legacy, I watched The Nanny, I watched Catch Me If You Can. Nowadays, I'm putting again a little thing in. I'm putting a little pull-out thing in that I can put a review on the back so that I know I watched it and this is what I thought of it. So these were 2 movies that we watched this week. So that's what I do now. It just makes it a little more interactive. You could just do a flip up, you could just do a pull out, or you could do nothing. You could just put it on the back of the card as is. Now, this perfectly leads me on to category number 9, and that is memes. I don't know about you, but I come across a ton of stuff on Instagram, which I absolutely love. This was one of them, and it just fit my life right then, and it matched this spread beautifully, I want to say. But if I just save them on Instagram, I'm never going to look at them again. If I print them out and put them in my memory keeping, then I'm going to look at them again. Like, this just spoke to me then, and I'm like, even looking at it now, I'm like, yes, I remember exactly why that resonated with me. So if you have memes that you're saving to Instagram, Facebook, whatever, then take them and put them in your memory keeping. Category number 10 is going to be travel and vacation, whether it is that you're going somewhere exotic and you're having some R&R, or maybe you're just taking some work trip. Travel, vacation. I don't have anything in here or here, I don't think, other than like going to somewhere that is literally an hour away. Haven't done much travel and vacation in the last 2 years. Now, this leads me on to category number 11, which is going to be news and current events. I generally try to stay clear of news and current events, but if it's a major thing that happened that week, I do tend to put it in. This is an app, it's called Front Pages. There is an online version as well, Front Pages, but it basically gives you the front page of a newspaper, and you can put in and see if your newspaper is on there. I generally use the Los Angeles Times. If it's not the LA Times, I tend to use the Washington Post or the New York, whatever the New York one is, the New York Times, question mark. But one of the major newspapers. So this was when Trump and Vance got into the Zelensky argument, and I've got the bit about the trade crap. Oh, this is a bonus one. Weather and stuff like that. So we had earthquakes, so that made sense to put a little thing about the earthquakes. Maybe earthquakes aren't relevant for you, but put the weather in there too. I will also try to include if someone of, I'm going to say of note, is passed away, and I will again take the newspaper. Sometimes I get cut off at the top, that's fine, but I'll put something in, like Pope Francis died here at 88, and then we have one of Pope Leo somewhere. Pope Leo gets put in here. So I will try to put in something. Now you could just do that literally and put that in every week. Maybe you just do Sundays, you choose Sundays, and you just have one day where you've got the headlines for the week, and that's what you do, and you put that in. What current news story can you put in that makes sense for your life, that impacts you in some way? And then we come to category 12, and this one is kind of like, I'm going to say encompassing quite a few things. You could put currently, like what you're currently doing, currently listening to, stuff like that, or you can just put gratitudes. Like if you end up with space and you're just like, I don't know what to put in there, gratitude. Just put what you're grateful for that week. It's always good to do a gratitude practice anyway, but just put something, a little card. Grateful for this week, or listening to this, loving this. I hope this was helpful. If you found it useful, then give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. I'll see you next time. Bye.